Okay, so in this series, I'm going to model Airy completely from scratch. This will probably be split into 3 parts. In this first video, we're going to focus entirely on modeling the head, building everything from simple plane all the way to a finished 3D head, along with the eyes, hair, ears, and mouth. So Airy is a character from My Hero Academia, and I chose her for a few reasons. First, her design is relatively simple compared to many other of the characters in the anime series itself. She doesn't have overly complex clothing. She has a somewhat simple design, and that makes her perfect for the tutorial series because you can focus on understanding the topology and the structure without getting overwhelmed with small details. If you're following along, this should be manageable even if you're still learning character modeling. Okay, so the very first thing you need to do is find a clean front reference image of the characters, whatever characters that you guys are going to create. A good reference is extremely important. It helps you stay accurate and prevent proportion mistakes early on. So once you have the image, you go into Blender and press Shift A, Image and Reference, and I load the image here and place it in the scene. Then I rotate it properly so it faces forwards and the side as well. Scale it to a comfortable size, align it to the world center, and once everything is aligned, I would just push it slightly backwards on the Y and the X-axis so that it's not gonna overlap on the 3D model when you're doing the 3D modeling later on. Okay, so take your time here. A good setup saves time later. Now, I'm going to start very simple, just a single plane. I move it to the eye area because I like building faces from the eye outwards. The eye area is one of the most important parts of the facial topology. So if the loops here are clean, everything else can connect much more naturally later on. So I go into edit mode and start positioning the plane roughly where the eye should be. So from here, I start extruding the vertices along the eye based on the reference image. So you'll see me extrude constantly throughout this tutorial. Extruding is basically the foundation of building topology manually. So what I usually do, I would just split the windows into 2. So one viewport shows the front view and the other shows the side view. This is extremely important. If you're only modeling from the front, your character will not look right from the side. And if you only model from the side, the proportions will be off later on. So I would highly suggest you have these 2 windows open up and you go back and forth from front to side while you're modeling your characters. Now I start extruding vertices around the eye shape. I'm not worrying about the details yet. I just want to create a clean loop that defines the eye opening. Do not go over detail, especially at this stage, because right now we are blocking out the major shapes, not sculpting wrinkles or tiny curves. So just keep it simple. Once the loop looks good from the front, I adjust it from the side and give it depth. Anime characters are stylized, so eyes are usually more rounded and softer. So moving down to the mouth, now I duplicate some of the lower vertices and move them down towards where the mouth will be. Again, I begin extruding to define the mouth shape. I adjust constantly from both front and side view. So you'll notice I keep mentioning this. That's because beginners often forget to check the side profile. The mouth needs depth even in stylized characters. So now we want to connect the eyes and the mouth mesh. I begin extruding from the eye area downwards and from the mouth area upwards. The goal is to connect these two regions into one continuous mesh. This area between the eye and the mouth determines how natural the face feels. Before merging anything, I count the edge divisions. So why? Because matching edge counts makes merging clean, and it prevents messy topology. If the mouth has 8 edges, the eyes area has 10. You'll struggle to connect them evenly, so I adjust when necessary to keep the counts consistent throughout the modeling. Now, what I do is I extrude downwards from the jaw, and I pull the lower vertices slightly outwards towards the chin, then extrude it to the side of the face where the jaw resides. Eventually, I bring everything upward and the loop meets near the top of the head. And at this point, we basically have a wireframe of the face. So it's not filled yet, but the shape is there. Now we just need to fill the face. I begin filling the empty areas with polygons by using extrude and the F key, and I carefully connect edges while maintaining the quad topology. I try to avoid triangles and n-gons. Clean quads deform better, and if you ever rig this character later, it will help you a lot. So while I'm filling the polygons, I constantly check, is the edge flow logical? Are loops flowing around features naturally, and is the density consistent? Topology is consistency is the key. Creating depth for the head. Next, I extrude the back of the head. Next, I extrude this side to the back of the head, and I pull the mesh backwards to create a skull volume. So remember that heads are not flat, so even stylized anime characters have proper cranial mass. I slowly connect the top and the side loops together, and sometimes I add extra loops cut even if I need more control. But again, not too many, you just need to stay efficient. Okay, so now moving for the ear, I start with a simple cube, I scale it down and position it correctly to match the ear. Then I add loop cuts to shape it. I follow the basic ear structure, outer rim and inner fold. Nothing too detailed since it's just an anime character. The important thing is maintaining similar polygon density so it blends smoothly with the head mesh. So once I'm satisfied with it, I merge it with the main mesh. And I adjust vertices to make the transition smoother. Next, I extrude downwards to create the neck. Then I check the proportions from side view just to make sure if it's not too thin or too thick. And inside the mouth, I extrude inwards slightly to create depth inside. Even if you don't fully detail it now, having depth helps with realism later on. For the eyeballs, I initially created spheres. I position them inside the eye sockets, then I model the eyelids around them. But later, I actually changed the eyeball to planes because for anime style characters, flat or slightly curved planes often work better for them. So I also create simple eyebrow meshes, nothing overly detailed, just enough to define the face. So once I'm done with that, I just assign a very basic material with colors. So this helps me to visualize how the mesh looks like at this point of time. Okay, now I'm going to model the horn. So Eri has a horn on his forehead. I start with a cylinder and I scale and shape it to match the reference. So again, from front to side, and make sure it aligns. But sometimes reference images, it might be a bit off. So this is where your judgment will be needed. So for the hair, I use curve paths and I add a curved circle as a bevel object to give thickness. Then I shape each strand using control points. Curves are powerful because they allow easy adjustments, and I gradually add more strands and refine the silhouette. The key with hair is silhouette, especially for anime's character. Clean shapes matter more than micro detail. So for the final adjustments, now I go around the entire head and make small tweaks here and there. I smooth out the uneven areas, adjust proportions slightly, make sure loops flow cleanly. And at this point, the head is complete. So that's part 1 of this video series. And in the next video, I'll continue with modeling the body and building on this base mesh. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. If you're interested with this model or want me to share the file later, just let me know. I'll be happy to share it with you guys. And if you're following along, subscribe so you don't miss out the next part. See you in the next video. Bye bye.